Yo, what's up? If you don't know me, I go by 20 Pads on the internet. I've been mixing for 4 years and I also run a school community, Simple Mixes. Check it out, link down below. Today I'm going to talk about the plugin on my mixbus that I use every day and why you should too, walking you through 4 points I have, starting off with number 1, which is, to me, about a year ago, it would have been insane to say, which it replaced the God particle for me. If you don't know what the God particle is, it is basically something that you slap on your mix bus, and it has very good targets for getting your mixes to translate very well. If you're new, like new, I would definitely recommend getting that and then trying to hit those targets with the low, mids, and highs. Now, using the God particle, that helped me so much, like especially with the mids, like getting those mids out and getting the mix to quote unquote jump out the speaker. The God particle absolutely helped me get familiar with what I am supposed to be listening for. And because this plugin replaced that should say a lot, like a lot. Even though the targets for the God particle are really useful, I think that everything else that this plugin does provide is more valuable. But if you're coming from the God particle to this plugin, you should not have a hard time getting even better mixes from this plugin rather than the God particle. Which brings me to my next point, which is that this limiter, the limiter on mixboss, is way clearer and better than the one on the God particle. Now, I want to say for about 2 weeks, I was struggling with going back and forth between the God particle and mixboss. Now, the reason why I like the God particle so much is because of those targets. They're visual. They really do help. But I could not get over the fact that the limiter on mixboss was just so much more clearer and better. I forgot how Emra made the limiter on it, or like what specific science and terms and all that he used for it, but I remember seeing like some explanation. I'll try to put up the explanation or take a screenshot of the explanation and just put it here for like y'all to read. But if you don't know, Emra made this plugin. He's a mixer from Turkey, I believe, and he did an outstanding job. Simple as that. Now, this takes me to my next point, third point. It is very easy to take a good sounding mix and just make it sound so much better. The compressor on it, the multi-band compressor, the first one, the control knob, it does such a good job at controlling everything without making everything sound like it's going to automatically shoot up. Or like, let's say the compressor first interacts with the lows and highs, it's gonna do a very good job of making sure that it doesn't sound like it's just everything's just pushed forward. It still relatively sounds balanced whenever it is interacting with the compressor. And no matter how much you push into this compressor, it still sounds very balanced. Like, I don't think I've ever pushed into it so much that it just starts warping and starts making stuff sounding like one aspect of the frequency spectrum sound like it's getting forced out, if that makes sense. Now, what also makes everything sound good on top of the limiter, the control knob, multi-band compressor, are the enhancements, which is saturation, depth, and stereo width. Now, I did not like how these are all baked into one, but I did see his review of whenever he put it out, and he was basically saying that if you were to make all of these separate, it would just make everything more complicated and it would do more harm than good, especially to people that are newer to mixing. I remember him saying that these are very dangerous enhancements, basically, that if you were to make them separate, it's very easy to get in trouble with them, so he just made them all one. And then on top of this, the enhancement knob, there is the balance. Now, the balance knob is very unique because it's like Soothe, but instead of adjusting the ping noise, it adjusts to a custom curve that is formed by the average of top mixers or household names that are like very respected. So Instead of it just going to peak noise, it adjusts to a custom curve that's based off of real mixers, actual curves, like an average median of that. So, well, I don't know if it's an actual median. I remember Imra said something that it's something similar to just what I just said. So it's very unique in that, but it is similar to soothe. Now my fourth point, which is my favorite point, is that it has different speaker modes. Now these speaker modes consist of NS10s, which is the speaker icon, the car, and the phone. The phone is very useful. And it also has a mono button. Now I'm sure you can assume why this is so helpful. I'm sure you can, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. So basically, that car button, I use it all the time. Instead of exporting the mix, going to the car to see if it sounds good in the car, you can just boom, press it right there, and it'll give you the profile of the car. All of these are useful in their own way. They all have their uses, but I'm just glad that they're there so that you do not have to actually check on these actual device. Like, you have to go through the time of exporting, sending it over to your device, go into the car, or what if you don't even have the speakers? Now the speakers, they're NS10s. If you don't know, there are older speakers that are like renowned for their sound, but I'm pretty sure it's not because they sound good, it's because they sound bad. And if you make something sound good on them, they basically translate very well, and I'm pretty sure that's why they're famous. There definitely have been times where I use that car button or the speaker button, and boom, I'm instantly able to tell. Maybe I have too much bass if I'm listening on the car, like there's too much bass, kind of overpowering, let me turn that down a little bit. Or I go to the speakers and I'm like, hey, this clap or whatever snare, whatever it is, it's too loud, you turn it down a little bit. But yeah, if you're a mixer and you're a little bit more experienced and you know what generally sounds good or not, I would heavily recommend this plugin. But if you're new, like really new to mixing, I would just recommend get the God Particle, get a basic understanding or a generality of what sounds good using the God Particles targets, getting used to that, and then transferring over to this plugin. But yeah, that's it for today. See ya.